Tonight, you'll see exclusive updates on some of your favorite bosses.
I love it.
Over the years, almost 60 corporate leaders have gone undercover in their own companies.
Slow down.
From the biggest names in travel and entertainment to some of the most recognizable fast food chains in the world.
Hi, welcome Subway.
These bosses have traveled around the globe, from Alaska to Mexico, to work alongside their employees and get an unfiltered view of what really goes on behind the scenes.
This boy, mate, lift me up. This was just totally bullshit. Sometimes I feel like punching an 8-year-old.
Some have been horrified to see some of the behavior and problems that exist.
Someone's not saying something.
Welcome to Moj. I don't like being yelled at.
I'm gonna go see your supervisor, and I'm gonna find out what's going on here at this call center.
Children and old people are literally the worst I've ever seen in my entire life.
When you go home at the end of the day, and then you can't pay your bills, it's hard.
However, most have been inspired by the hardworking individuals that make their company tick.
I really should have done a better job of really protecting them, and they should be enjoying this time of their lives. My mom would be embarrassed of me not to help them more.
To me, the value I got from spending time with him wasn't about what I could learn about GSI. It's what I could learn about being a better person.
I want to recover those wage cuts over the next 3 years.
I'd like to pay for your daughter's college.
Oh my goodness.
I'd like to offer you $10,000 to pay off the loan debt that you have today and start fresh.
You kind of just changed my life a little right now. It's a lot, actually.
I want to cover all your education expenses.
My mom always told me your hard work pays off, but this is crazy.
I would like to give you a new car.
Tonight, we will reconnect with some of the bosses whose lives have been changed the most by going undercover.
Today, Todd is being treated with respect. Let's go, 4, good.
How have these CEOs' personal lives been forever affected?
When you sent me that email, it really made everything worth it for me.
And what big changes have these bosses made to their companies?
I committed to doing 6 town hall meetings a year.
I've set up a crisis fund. I have donated $1 million, and the company is matching that $1 million to make it $2 million.
This goes by so fast.
On February 7th, 2010, a record-shattering number of viewers tuned in to watch Larry O'Donnell, president of Waste Management, go undercover in the very first episode of Undercover Boss.
Get it, Randy! Get it, Randy!
However, the most controversial episode in that season featured Hooters. Kobe Brooks, the former CEO of Hooters, went undercover and faced one of the most shocking employees in the history of the show.
Scotty, how are you? Scott, Jimbo. The first girl that finishes her plate of beans will go home. Go!
The Jimbo incident, or the beans incident.
Woo, doggy. Oh, they look tasty.
Helped us spur more programs to make sure the management didn't have those issues again, and we didn't.
Rookie.
When we were first approached to do the show, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I was going to encounter. Day one of shooting, I was nervous. When you're out there doing live taping, you don't know what's going to be aired.
Let me grab one of the girls, give them to help you
out? No, I don't. I got it. You don't know what's going to come out of your mouth.
I will not be a Hooters girl. I have the wrong parts.
Even with the negative parts, overall, the Undercover Boss experience, it was very positive. I think that the morale was actually heightened, and everybody's felt more of a sense of family. Shortly after Undercover Boss aired, my episode, Hooters was sold to an outside group. Now I've started a new venture. It's doing something completely different. Hey, ladies.
Hi, welcome to Twin Peaks.
Thank you. I'm now the CEO and owner of Twin Peaks franchise in the Southeast. Customers happy?
Since the girls are here, they're always happy.
That is a good point. The media use the term restaurant for not only us, but other chains. We've never considered ourselves that. We don't think that we fall into that category.
Twin Peaks is fantastic.
All right, let's go over the Orlando plans. We got opening in 5 weeks. There's 32 stores currently, throughout the nation, and in the process of opening 2 more.
The hiring's doing really well. We have, our goal is 120 girls, and we're right about 90 right now.
I was able to keep a lot of my team together. We're all rejuvenated. We're all back in it. And a lot of that I accredit to my time on Undercover Boss. If I could do it again, I would. It'd be harder to get away with it, but I think it would be great for everybody to do it, with or without the cameras.
Kobe Brooks wasn't the only former Hooters executive to go undercover.
Hello, Kat.
How are
Come on in.
Kat Cole, the president of Cinnabon, who got her start at Hooters, was the youngest boss to ever be featured on Undercover Boss.
Being on Undercover Boss was an awesome experience. It was exhausting at times, but so much fun. Hello. How are you?
When she went undercover, she met an employee who reminded her of herself when she started out.
Make sure they always get their receipt, too.
Yep, I will.
And make sure you put some napkins in there, too.
Okay, there you go.
You can say thank you so much.
Yeah?
Have a great day. Try not to say, here you go.
Wow, she is a little commando.
Alexa?
Yes, ma'am?
You have to be a little bit faster,
Okay.
so you have to move the line.
Got it. After being on Undercover Boss, I was inspired to reach back out to Myra, to bring her to our corporate headquarters, to help her see what's possible for her. Hi, how are you?
Good.
So good to see you. Since the show aired, I've been following Myra very closely, and I've taken her under my wing. We've certified her as a trainer. She's now teaching classes and workshops for us. We are going to be tasting some of the chiladas that are coming out. To have someone like Myra with so much potential, she could be sitting in my seat one day. Are there any challenges that you see with making the chiladas that you'd like the team to know?
When I first tried making the Oreo chilada, I blended the Oreos with everything in the ice, and it came out like brown.
Yeah.
But it's really important to blend, like, for example, the peanut butter cups after you blend the ice, because then, if not, it's going to come out like brown, not pretty and white.
When you see her confidence and her drive, it's kind of an unstoppable combination. And I hope that Cinnabon is able to help her get to wherever she wants to go next. You can do anything you want. I hope that I can be a small part of that and helping you see what so many of your options are.
This is amazing.
Being on Undercover Boss also helped remind me how important it is to give back at every opportunity. You mentioned that your mom had breast cancer. Cinnabon is going to support and facilitate a breast cancer fundraiser, and we are going to match every dollar you raise, and you and your mom are going to run it. So today, we're also going to surprise Myra with some plans we've put in place to help her raise funds for breast cancer research in honor of her mother. All the proceeds from these Cinepacks that you sell in your bakeries can go into your fund on the days of your fundraiser.
I just want to take this home.
Since the show, I've gotten thousands of letters written in of people saying, I was so inspired by Myra, or I was so inspired by your story, and sharing their story with me. Everyone can come into the bakery and see all the work that you're doing to raise funds for breast cancer, and that made it all worth it.
Thank you.
Over the years, bosses have given more than $5 million in rewards to deserving employees.
What are your boys' names?
Daniel and Christopher. Daniel was diagnosed with leukemia.
Some rewards have been truly life-saving, like the gift that Steve Phelps, Chief Marketing Officer of NASCAR, gave to an employee with a sick child.
Really want to see Daniel get better. Anything that the Speedway hasn't covered from a financial standpoint, travel expenses, any other medical things that are not covered, we will cover for you.
Really?
You know, I see Glenn about once a month. He goes over to Orlando every couple of weeks with Daniel for treatment. Daniel's well on his way to recovery. That's just, that's a blessed thing. So very happy about the progress that's going on there.
The most generous boss of all also happens to be the only one to take the undercover journey twice. During his 2 life-altering experiences, Stephen J. Klubeck gave away more than $2 million.
I'm going to put up $100,000 to start your business.
$100,000. I'm going to give you 1.3 million pesos to buy a new home.
That is a lot of money.
What's your mortgage?
About 150,000 probably.
I'm going to pay off the mortgage.
Undercover Boss changed my life forever.
Hi, how are you? Good. You enjoying yourself?
I used to think a lot of time needed to be spent at our corporate offices, and I realized it was all about being with our team.
Hey, where's Tommy?
Good to see you and welcome back. How are you?
I learned it's important to take care of as many people as possible. I don't have to go undercover to do some very special things for my team, and I'm going to do it when people don't expect it.
Patrick.
Mr. Klubek.
Patrick is one of our executive chefs. He and his wife have adopted special needs children.
What you guys have done is so selfless. I'm setting up a trust for the kids, $250,000.
Tough.
Thank you.
I've arranged to have a special van made to transport the kids. I'm going to show you what it looks like.
Sir, thank you so much.
Oh, it's my honor, pal. It's like a dream come true.
Let's go check this out.
Being able to help your worldwide team, there's not a greater feeling in the world than that.
Thank you so much.
Take care and enjoy.
On the first show, I really realized I had to be a better listener. I had to listen to our guests, listen to our team members.
There was a time when financially it was a little tough. I give my parents $100 a month just for like food.
Wow.
On the second show, I realized that I couldn't just continue to give to a couple of team members. So during the second show, I created a crisis fund to take care of all of my team members worldwide.
I've set up a crisis fund for all of our team members that may be in need. I have personally donated $1 million of my own money to this crisis fund. And the company is matching that $1 million to make it $2 million. The
crisis fund has helped so many in our company. There was a team member by the name of Jacob. He works in one of our sales offices. He was diagnosed with pretty extreme stage 4 cancer. So the crisis fund came in, got him to the #1 oncologist in Las Vegas. The doctors put him on some experimental treatment, and he's now cancer-free. It's a miracle.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Steven?
I haven't seen Jacob in months, and I want to know where he sits with regard to his remission. So how you doing?
Good. Really good.
Do you remember when you came in here?
I had no hair the last time I was in here. It was in the middle of chemo. I do remember.
What'd the doctor say?
Well, they told me that I'm good to go, and they are confident that if it ever came back, they would retreat it no problem.
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
Yes, it is. Without that help, I would not be here today. I would be dead. Without that clinical trial, I had to get into that. And I just really wanted to tell you thank you.
You being alive, it really is thanks enough. Jacob is a shining, bright example of how important the crisis fund is to our team members.
Thank you, Steven.
Thanks for coming in.
For sure.
Before I did Undercover Boss, I was much more aggressive, much more arrogant. And today, I'm very in touch with what's most important for my guests and what's most important for my team. I've got to be the new kind of leader, and I found that inside of me after doing Undercover Boss.
Hi, welcome to Subway.
Another boss who was inspired to make big changes within his company after going undercover is Don Furtman, Chief Development Officer of Subway.
Excuse me, I'm looking for Jesse.
Hi,
I'm
Jesse.
The highest grossing company ever featured on Undercover Boss.
I first realized that I was on a unique journey when I walked into Jesse's store.
I got a lot of stuff to teach you. We're about to get hit with a rush.
She handed me my uniform. She told me to get to work.
Hey,
Yes.
you're being timed.
Okay, it was a Subway Club. Subway Club.
American
Swiss. It was my first club ever.
3 minutes.
I'm sweating, man. I want to make it look nice.
There's no such thing as a 5-minute sandwich.